Hi guys, I'm finally back with another episode of Buster's Book Reviews. The weather's cooperating a little bit today. It was raining earlier and it's probably going to rain again later, and it's not like hot as blazes outside, and Buster's been a little under the weather too, so we're finally back. I think we're at volume 47 now. Today we've got a popular person on the list, which actually may have the most reviews on my channel, Nora Roberts. And this one is called Undercurrents. Now I'm going to say right off the bat that she's got a bad guy in here that I have never wanted to run over a car over and over again more than this guy. He's a doctor with a God complex who thinks if he gives somebody life, he can take it away and he's God over everybody. And of course he puts on a perfect little smiling face for the public. Everybody thinks he's so goody-goody. Then he likes to beat his wife and kids up behind closed doors. Well, the main character's named Zane Bigelow, and him and his sister have a rough life. They're always seeing his daddy get drunk and beat his mama, and then one day when he actually tries to help his mama, his dad beats the crap out of him, breaks his nose, and he's like a teenager, I think, maybe 12, 13, something at the time. It's been a little while since I read this, but anyway, and then they tell the family that he's got the flu and can't see anyone, and so he can't go to the family meeting. He doesn't get any Christmas presents because he had the audacity to disrespect his daddy. And then the biggest insult of all, his mom actually scolds him for getting involved because she always takes the daddy's side because he's loco. But life goes on, and finally Zane starts writing all this stuff down, everything he does to him. He does, the daddy does to him and everything. Every sucker punch, every mean thing, trying to get him to back talk so he can punish him. Well, he's got an aunt who's the mother's sister, and she's the nicest person of all. Loves her, loves him to death, loves the kids. And, well, we fast forward a little bit later at the night of Zane's prom. Well, he's about to go to the championship game, and he's great at baseball. He wants to be a professional baseball player. Well, there's going to be kind of spoilers in this. I really can't help it to give you the meat of the book, but I'm going to still give you enough that you still want to read it. Well, he goes home and from his friend, he's been working out with one of his friend's dads, who's like an EMT. Well, Zane gets home like 4 minutes late, and his dad's there like, "You don't know how to be home on time. You're not playing in that championship game, man. You're grounded for 2 weeks," and blah blah blah. So he hears his sister crying upstairs. Well, he goes upstairs and starts beating his sister. Zane finally loses it. He goes up and just starts beating the devil out of him. And of course his mother jumps in, scratches his face, and helps the dad throw him down the stairs. And he lands on his elbow that he pitches with, of course, remember? And so the surgeon calls the police and says, "Oh, my son lost it, and he beat me up. I think he's on drugs and everything." And has him sent to prison. Of course, the mother backs it up, and he threatens the sister into saying it, or he'll make her life a living hell, because, oh God, he's just so, But she's smart. She gets into another room and she calls her aunt. And the aunt's actually there trying to check on him, but nobody's allowed to see her. So she sneaks out and goes out to the aunt. And the aunt gets to the next county over, the next town, county, something like that. And she meets this nice police detective named Lee. And I don't remember if this is his first name or his last name. Anyway, I think it might have been his first name. But anyway, he's like all tired, ready to go home. And he sees this woman and this girl, and he's intrigued. He wants to help them. He sits down with them, listens to their story, and this is where, this was just worth waiting for. So he helps them, gets a warrant, goes, talks to the police in the other place, and they're like, "Oh, this can't be true because he's the good surgeon and everything." He's like, "Yeah, bull crap." So, and the EMT guy, he gets the diaries that Zane has been writing, and so that's all the proof there and everything. And the surgeon gets arrested, gets thrown in prison, and so does the wife. And everything is looking real good. Well, you would think that would be the whole book, but no, it's not. It's only just the beginning. Like I said, Zane fell on his elbow, and his dreams of playing pro baseball go flying out the window. So when he's living with his aunt, and his aunt ends up marrying the detective, so the detective becomes his uncle. Well, he decides he wants to be a lawyer, so he goes off to law school and he becomes a lawyer, a prosecutor. And then we fast forward on into the future, and just a second, I'm trying to remember the name of the girl. Oh, yeah, anyway, we fast forward to when he's an adult, and he's a lawyer. He's been a lawyer for a while, and then this girl named Darby, who wants to move into the town, and she's a landscaper, and she's building up her business and everything. Well, her and Zane end up meeting up, and it turns out she's got a kind of a bad past too, and of course she ends up learning about his past, and they get together. Well, it all leads to a very interesting story. I hope this hasn't been too off the wall of a review. It's kind of different, but I had to give you a lot of details so you'd know just how bad the bad guy is, and what the plot points are and everything. It's a good book. In fact, I have to say it's one of the best books I've ever read. The only thing that gets on my nerves about Nora Roberts is she seems to think that if anybody's a good old redneck that supports the Second Amendment, they beat their wife, hate anybody different from them, and has the potential to be a mass shooter. Old Buster would probably be the bad guy in one of her books, but I still have to say this is one of the best books I ever read. She is an incredible writer, regardless of that one complaint. But I'm going to let you know it's 5 stars, definitely. I suggest going out and reading it. It's a long dadgum book. It's like paperback's 500 and something. I mean, it's not as long as some I've read, but still, it seems like it took forever to read. But that'll do it for this review. Like the channel, subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Follow Chris Snider at Chris Snider83. Buy all of his books. He's soon going to have news about his next book coming out. And I guess that's all I need to say. But that'll do it for this video. And until next time, happy reading.